Mary Magdalene hid the true Our Father, the secret finally revealed. What you are about to hear is not just a story. It is a key, an invitation, a summoning. They gave you a prayer, a set of words you've murmured, perhaps since childhood, with the silent hope that they would bring forgiveness, that they would bring salvation. A prayer that was taught as a plea, a call to a distant father, a being who, in some way, existed out there in an inaccessible heaven. They made you kneel. They made you ask. They made you believe that your salvation lay in performance, in repetition, in submission. That you were, by your nature, flawed, unworthy, and that forgiveness was a gift that needed to be begged for. But what I am about to reveal to you now, what has been whispered through the centuries by a soul who knew more than books could tell, is the secret behind the secret. The true Our Father that Mary Magdalene protected, not as a dogma, but as a map to the kingdom that was never out there, a map to the self you were taught to forget. She, the priestess, the initiated one, the soul who was closer to the source than any other, understood that the Our Father was not a prayer, but a technology, not a petition, but an activation, and each line was not a request, but a code that resonates with your own frequency, with your own cosmic DNA, a map that, when activated, does not bring heaven to earth, but reveals that heaven already resides within your own being, that you are the temple, that you are the revelation, that you are the very divinity in manifestation, and that the secret that was hidden in plain sight is that you do not need forgiveness, but rather the key to liberate your own frequency, the key to remember. I invite you to embark on this journey with me, a journey not outward, in search of answers, but inward, to the remembrance of who you truly are. Chaiturti, first key. The original blueprint, they taught you to say, Our Father, who art in heaven. And instantly, they created separation, a wall between the finite and the infinite, a distance between you, the mortal, and the source, the divine. But, as always, the code was corrupted in translation. The original word, in Aramaic, was not father. It was Abun. Abun is not a patriarchal figure, not a masculine being seated on a throne. Abun is the essence, the origin, the source of all that is. It is a word that transcends gender, transcends form. It is the cosmic womb, the original matrix of existence, the point from which everything emerges, and to which everything returns. The word that Mary Magdalene used to describe the source was one that meant the Father and the Mother, the light and the shadow, the one that contains the all. Abun is your cosmic signature. It is your original blueprint, San Tuafi Turtian Amanan, and the phrase, who art in heaven. The word for heaven in Aramaic is Shemaya. Shemaya is not a physical place. It is a frequency. It is a state of being, the vibration that holds all things together, the original harmony, the original blueprint. So, the true first line of the Our Father was, in essence, a declaration of belonging, an activation of resonance. It was an affirmation, I am the source. I am the one. I am the original frequency that exists within everything. Do you see the power in this? You are not pleading with an external being. You are recognizing your own nature. You are connecting with the Abun that inhabits every cell, every atom of your being. You are not a separate servant. You are the very expression of the source. You are not looking up at the sky. You are remembering that the sky is your vibration. This is the first and most powerful rebellion against the belief of separation. Religion put you in a box. Mary Magdalene gave you the key, and the key is the remembrance that you and the Source are one. This is the first summoning, the summoning to remember your original name, the name that is oneness itself. Second activation, the kingdom that is you. Thy kingdom come. They taught you that the kingdom of God is something that will come in the future, a reward you must patiently wait for, after a life of submission and suffering, a distant promise. But Mary Magdalene's revelation shatters that illusion. The kingdom is not a place. The kingdom is a state of consciousness. The Aramaic word for kingdom is Malkutha, and Malkutha does not refer to the dominion of an external king, but rather to your own sovereignty, your innate ability to manifest, to co-create. It is your pure consciousness, your capacity to govern your own internal reality, and, consequently, your external one. When you say, "Thy kingdom come," you are not asking. You are activating. You are remembering that the kingdom is not something that will come, but something that already exists within you, a frequency that needs to be activated. You are declaring, "I activate my sovereignty. I activate the kingdom that is already in me." Your ability to manifest your reality is the kingdom. Your inner peace is the kingdom. Your abundance is the kingdom. Religion made you a beggar, waiting for crumbs from paradise. Mary Magdalene made you a sovereign, a king, a queen, the architect of your own universe. The kingdom is not something to be inherited. It is something to be recognized. And when you recognize your sovereignty, when you remember your divine nature, heaven on earth is no longer a metaphor. It becomes your reality. Your body becomes the temple, and your consciousness becomes the altar where manifestation happens. This is the second activation, a call for you to stop waiting and start being. Third activation, the alchemy of being. Give us this day our daily bread. Tradition tells you that this is a plea for sustenance, a request for your physical needs to be met, a prayer of scarcity. But the hidden wisdom of Mary Magdalene shows that this is a prayer of abundance. The Aramaic word for bread is habuchna. Habuchna is not just material food, it is spiritual food, the bread of being, cosmic nourishment. It is the light, the frequency, the energy that feeds your soul. It's not about what you eat, but about what you become. When you say, "Give us this day our daily bread," you are not asking for food. You are declaring, "I receive my enlightenment. I receive my spiritual nourishment today." You are connecting directly to the source of all energy, all light, all wisdom. You don't need intermediaries. You don't need complex rituals. Your breath, your heartbeat, the very life that pulses in your body is proof that you are already connected to the source. What you are doing is a summoning for this energy, this light, to be conscious, for it to nourish your being in a way that transcends the physical, that goes to your light body, to your soul. Mary Magdalene knew that abundance is not something you ask for, but something you accept. Your connection to the source is the bread, and your sovereignty is the act of accepting it. This is the alchemy, the transformation of a plea into a declaration, of scarcity into abundance. Fourth key, releasing the false debt. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. This is the crucial point, the core of the revelation. They taught you that you are a sinner, that you have a debt that cannot be paid, and that you must kneel and ask for forgiveness. But Mary Magdalene knew there is no sin. The Aramaic word for trespasses is koba. Koba is not sin. It is fault, error, disconnection. It is the illusion that you are separate from the source. And the word for forgive is shibokna. Shibokna is not forgive in the traditional sense. It is to free oneself, to dissolve, to let go. When you say, "Forgive us our trespasses," you are not asking an external being to forgive you. You are declaring to yourself, in a powerful inner summoning, "I free myself from my disconnections. I dissolve my faults. I let go of the beliefs that separate me from my divine nature." You are not begging for mercy. You are exercising your sovereign power. You are using the code to dissolve the chains that you yourself created. It is an act of empowerment, not submission. Mary Magdalene understood that the only thing that needs to be forgiven is the belief that you are not divine, that the only debt is the illusion of separation. The Our Father is not a call for repentance. It is a summoning for liberation. It is not a request for your frequency to be adjusted by an external being. It is the code for you to adjust and liberate your own frequency. The true Our Father does not make you a slave to sin. It makes you a master of your own frequency. Chitit Yatiharan 20. I'd fifth key, dissolving the shadow. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Religion made you fear evil, an external force that haunts you. It taught you to pray for protection, for a shield. But Mary Magdalene's revelation transforms this line into a declaration of internal power. The Aramaic word for temptation is nisyan, which means the illusion of the ego, the forgetting of who you are, the belief that you are a separate and limited being. And the word for evil is bisha, which means the illusion of separation, the belief that you are not divine. When you say, "And lead us not into temptation," you are not asking to be protected. You are declaring, "I do not allow myself to fall into the illusion that I am limited. I do not allow myself to forget who I am. I do not allow myself to be captured by the ego." And when you say, "Deliver us from evil," you are declaring, "I free myself from the belief that I am separate from the source." You are exercising your sovereignty. You are activating your shield. A shield not of protection, but of consciousness. A shield that dissipates the illusion of separation and forgetting. Mary Magdalene knew that the only thing that can hurt you is your own forgetting. Religion put you on your knees in fear of evil. Her revelation puts you on your feet, aware that the only evil is the illusion that you are not the source, the illusion that you are not divine. The true Our Father is a manifesto, a rebellion, a map that was hidden in plain sight, a cosmic code that teaches you to go inward, not outward. Mary Magdalene, the priestess, the guide, the voice that whispered the truth, knew that the kingdom of heaven is not a reward. It is your nature. You are the temple. Your body is the portal. Your heart is the altar, and your frequency is the key. When you recite the Our Father now, you are no longer asking, you are declaring, you are activating, and with every syllable, your being resonates with the original blueprint. With every breath, you align more with the frequency of oneness. With every beat of your heart, you dissolve a layer of illusion. You are the revolution. You are the awakening. They gave you an Our Father to keep you small. Mary Magdalene gave you the key to become the giant you always were, a being of limitless light, a sovereign being, a being who does not need forgiveness because they understand the nature of illusion, a being who does not seek the kingdom out there because it is already in their heart. The Our Father is a summoning for you to awaken, to remember, to become what you always were. The secret has finally been revealed. The Our Father is not a prayer. It is a map. And the map leads you back to yourself, where heaven and earth meet, where you meet yourself, where peace and power are one. Breathe deeply and remember, the code is already in you. You are the revelation, and the kingdom. It is not coming. It is already here. It is you. Share this message with other seekers, with other souls who are ready to remember. Subscribe to maintain this connection and our journey of decoding. And in the comments below, declare your intention. Declare your sovereignty. Your declaration is not just a phrase, it is an activation. Write, I accept my sovereignty, or I am the temple, or simply, I accept. Feel the activation. Feel the frequency. Feel the return. Because the Our Father that Mary Magdalene revealed is a key to your freedom. Say too, not a chain to your salvation. Your body is the temple. Your consciousness is the altar. And you are the miracle. Be the channel, the frequency, the portal that brings heaven to earth. Because heaven, my friend, is not out there. Heaven is within you. It always was. And now, you have remembered. The peace is here. The power is here. Your sovereignty is here. Within you.